Hello and welcome to another edition of UFO Video Addicts. Let me give you a preview of what I got coming up in this video. The first is a giant cigar-shaped craft seen in the Orion Nebula. Also have this older video from May of 2020 about a Russian pilot who had to eject out of his jet after he encountered a UFO. Let's see, this is a video of some craft slowly floating down. I don't know if it goes into or behind this volcano. Also have this article here about one of Mars's moon called Phobos. Some people have stated that this may be the remnants of a large spacecraft because of this dent here and this sharp edge that usually wouldn't show up if this was rock. Let's see. Also have this video here about these airship sightings in the late 1800s. Let's see. This is a video about these giant stones called menhir. Take a look at that. Also have this video here about the main Sumerian gods and goddesses. Supposedly, Sumer was the first known civilization on Earth, but of course we find Göbekli Tepe since then, so we know that there were definitely other civilizations here. And I'll also have this article here, which is kind of a relation to these Sumerian gods and goddesses. And I just wanted to point out these gods here, all with the handbag holding up what people think are the pine cones. Also have this article here about this ancient site called Norsen Tepe in Anatolia, Turkey. But apparently they were smelting iron here, and this is one of the first areas that were settled on the planet, and right away these people started smelting iron. And then last is this video here about Jordan Maxwell, who just recently passed away. But, he's considered an occultist, or just, basically he revealed, a lot of the secrets that were kept from mankind, so to say. But we'll listen to a little bit of what he has to say. But anyways, let's go to this first video here. Now, I've done videos before about these giant cigars. There's a ton of them out there, and if you use Google Earth, go into the space, you can find these if you just look around. But anyways, check this out.
Top screen, which he also captured in a 5-frame sequence at 30.2 second frames, and it clearly shows the movement of the objects at the bottom of the frames. The Skywatcher, who has submitted the revealing space images to MUFON, case 88566, says, "It's not the first and surely not the last as I search the night sky for galaxies, nebula, and the truth that's out there."
Let me stop that right there. Yeah, this is just a short video, but that's just this photo here. But I've done a video, after watching another video, I opened up my Google Earth Pro and went to space and just started looking around, because I think they identified where it was actually located, and I ended up finding a bunch of them. So yeah, there's a bunch of them out there. Anyways, let's go to this video here. Yeah, this is about this pilot who actually was grounded after he reported seeing this UFO. But anyways, check out what he has to say here.
3,900 meters. Then suddenly, I saw a ball in front of me, about 20 degrees to the right.
He watched the object for several seconds. Then, as it came toward him, Cherbakov tried to radio the base. The light from the UFO was blinding.
A sense of unexplainable fear came over me. On the back of my head, I began experiencing warmth. I felt as if someone was present and watching me. My movements were under control, controlled by someone other than me.
Cherbakov claims the reddish-yellow object started maneuvering around the aircraft. For several minutes, it kept up with the jet's airspeed and mimicked its movements. During that time, Cherbakov was unable to communicate with his base commander. The radio emitted only a squealing sound.
pilot Chervakov's description of the UFO moving relative to his own airplane is really quite common.
Dr. Richard Haynes has documented over 3,000 pilot sightings of UFOs.
Let me just stop that right there and point out what he just said, that this guy has reported over 3,000 pilot sightings. So this idea that, pilots don't see them is, again, it's ridiculous. It's been suppressed. It's obviously, this information has been suppressed. But anyways, the link to this video will be in the description. Let's go to this one here. Now, this is from UFO Sightings Daily. Scott Waring caught this. This is, let me see if I can pronounce this. Popocatépetl. I can never say that. Anyways, check this out. You're going to see this little object here slowly move down. Anyways, this is all I want to play of that. Link will be in the description. Definitely check out Scott's channel to see this video. Let's go to this article here. Yeah, now this is about Phobos. Mars Express captures new views of Martian moon Phobos. Mars orbiter made a close flyby of Phobos, the large and inner of the two natural satellites of Mars. Let's just check this out for a sec. Here, look at this dent here. Yeah, look at that edge. If this was like a meteor impact, you wouldn't get an edge like that unless this object was metal. Now, we know that, wood, right, after a long enough time, wood can turn into rock. So what if this, was some form of or some type of alloy that after a long enough period of time, it, now resembles rock. I mean, I don't know if they know, exactly what type of material this is made out of, but it definitely, the striations, these long, straight striations also in this, supposed rock that's not natural. Now, we do have several video footage of giant objects maneuvering around the sun, and throughout our solar system. So it wouldn't surprise me if this, may be a defunct, one of these giant planet-sized craft that just got captured by Mars and, turned it into one of its moons. But anyways, a link to this article will be in the description. Let's go to this one here. Yeah, now this one here is about these mystery airship sightings. Now, I think that these sightings, based on their description, might have been the beginnings of the so-called breakaway civilizations that Richard Dolan talks about. Anyways, check this out.
The majority of the sightings occurred over 8 months between mid-November 1896 and the end of April 1897. There were hundreds of sightings, some with thousands of witnesses each, according to newspaper reports. Every attempt to verify the names of witnesses provided in newspaper reports has turned up real people. There were more than 1,200 newspaper articles published on the sightings in over 400 papers in 41 states and 6 Canadian provinces. The first sighting to make the news occurred over Sacramento on November 17th. The most obvious feature was a brilliant electrical light. It was not clear the light was mounted to a structure, but some saw an egg-shaped craft with 4 downward-facing propellers. The San Francisco Call had this image drawn of the craft, based on witnesses' descriptions.
I wonder if the propellers was just something that was embellished. Because, interesting that it's an egg-shaped craft, which is very similar to the Tic Tacs that, we still see today. But anyways, a link to this will be in the description. Let's check out this video here about these menhirs. Now, I've actually never heard about these.
Menhirs are classified as Neolithic monuments,
some of which, although rarely discussed, weigh sometimes over 100 tons. This may indeed be part of the reason they are rarely academically explored. The most spectacular of these being the Loch Maria Cave megaliths, a complex of Neolithic constructions in Loch Maria Cave, Brittany. It comprises of the elaborate tumulus passage grave, a dolmen known as the Table des Marchands, and the most incredible of the ruins, the broken, or more accurately toppled,
real quick, let me just stop this right here. If this is supposed to be some kind of tunnel that was built for the people that built this, look at the size of this. You know what I mean? Most people, if they built a tunnel, you built it so that you can use it. So, if we would build things, I'm sure we're going to build tunnels that are at least 7-8 feet tall. So, does the size of this tunnel here indicate the height or the stature of the people that built this?
and the most incredible of the ruins, the broken, or more accurately toppled, menhir of Ur-Gra, the largest single block of stone so far known to have ever been transported and erected by Neolithic people. This one rock, like the toppled obelisk of Axum, was of a gigantic size, academically claimed as being quarried and transported by people of primitive nature with Stone Age tools.
Again, do you honestly think that Neolithic people, Stone Age people using prehistoric tools and prehistoric knowledge were the ones who were cutting these giant stones out of the bedrock and then moving them around? Or does it seem more likely, knowing the number of planets out there, the number of time that has passed, and understanding the idea that, life as we know it, sentient life similar to us is not the domain of this, this sphere that we live in, right? Life obviously could start anywhere in the universe. And life could have started thousands, if not millions of years before we were created. And some of those people may have arrived here in those ships in the past. And for whatever reason, they're the ones who built all these things. And, if you watch the beginning of this video, they talk about there was obviously some type of cataclysm that took place, because all over the planet around that time, there were different cultures who were cutting giant blocks of stone, out of the bedrock. And they all stopped around the same time. And I think it was because they knew a meteor was going to impact the planet. But anyways, let's just check out this next video here about these Sumerian gods and goddesses.
Between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers is known as the cradle of civilization.
Right, and this, this so-called cradle of civilization, this must have been one of the first places that one of these alien civilizations, again, hominid civilizations, came and developed this area.
And for good reason. The first urban population centers were born and raised in this region, as well as their many gods. The Middle East has a long history of inspiring civilizations around the globe. The cradle bears the name of Mesopotamia, the land between the rivers. Over the years, Mesopotamia was home to several cultures: Persians, Syrians, Assyrians, Amorites, Elamites, Babylonians, Hittites, and Hurrians. Still, one culture had to be the first. In the case of Mesopotamia, the one culture that preceded all these civilizations is also thought to precede all the global urban cultures to have existed. This is the ancient Sumerian culture. The Sumerian culture stands atop all the contributions to world history.
Look here, look at these buildings. Then, like this guy said, this was the first civilization on this planet. Now, do you honestly believe that cavemen, Neolithic primitive people, right, hunter-gatherers, right? We can see the way they exist today on this planet. Do you honestly think that they just one day woke up and just had the knowledge, skills, and machinery to construct buildings like this? Have this type of architecture. And if you go back and you study any history book, right, there is no indication that these cultures progressed to this state. Whoever built these things, they knew how to do it. Again, and does it make more sense that they don't even explain? They always say, "Oh, these cities just developed. They just sprang up." But again, they don't really explain how or where this knowledge came from. And I theorize that it arrived here from another planet, intact. Which is why, these people started democracy and the system of administration and politics and math and everything else that we still use today. These people back then started it, and I don't think it just organically sprung up from nothing. I think it was brought here from another planet. Anyways, check out that video. These images here, again, I can't make this any bigger, but you've seen these figurines, right? Here's the wing guy with the handbag in one hand pointing downward and the pine cone in the other, and then you got the same thing, the bird man, and then the fish man. Well, I think that these are obviously symbols of people, but could this fishman be, again, our underwater neighbors? This is a representation of one of our underwater neighbors, which is why they have him depicted as a fish. And this birdman, right? Birds come from the sky, right? They put them wings. Could these two be maybe two advanced civilizations that arrived here also? And after whatever cataclysm impacted the planet, these people came and taught the surviving earthlings, right, agriculture. And I think that's what this symbolizes. I think in the bags are seeds, which is what he's holding in this hand here. They're showing you what's in the bag, what's in this hand, and they're also pointing this bag downward, which means you plant this stuff in the ground, and you're going to get more seeds. And I think I think these are the people that taught the surviving humans of the cataclysm agriculture. Anyways, link to this will be in the description. Let's see. Let's go to this. Here's another site. This is 3,000 to 4,000 years old. It's in Anatolia, Turkey. It's called Norsentepe. It's located in the Keban area in the upper Euphrates. The crown on the hill is an area approximately 500 meters to 300 meters with the sediment traces were detected by archaeologists. Excavations at Norsentepe were conducted between 1968 and 1974 by German archaeologists. In the excavations of Norsentepe, archaeologists conducted investigation on the extractive metallurgy of copper, arsenic, and lustrous gay metalloid found in nature and known as antimony. But here, look at this site. Do you honestly think that primitive man just all of a sudden woke up one day and had an understanding of this type of architecture, had the necessary mathematical, architectural, engineering knowledge necessary to build this? Or is it more likely, again, knowing that there's untold number of planets out there, there's an untold amount of time that has passed for other civilizations to have developed. And for whatever reason, maybe they left their planet and they came to this planet. And these were the first signs, You know, again, because these people are, all of a sudden they start smelting metal, or, you know, metals, copper and things like that. Where does that knowledge come from? It had to have come from another planet. And again, you know, and this is here, this is the last thing. This is Jordan Maxwell. He talks about everything we've been taught or is just lies. And there's so many secrets, I guess, about us that's kept from us. But anyways, let me just play a little bit of this.
That the past 50 years has given me is, I would say that nothing in this world works the way you think it does. Nothing. Governments do not operate the way you think they do. Banks do not do what you think they do. The police department is not here for what you think it is. Nothing in your world works the way you think it does. There's a far higher, bigger picture going on the earth for at least 7,000 years of human history that we modern day people really just don't relate to. All we know is what we live with today, but never suspecting that the institutions of power, banking, education, the military-industrial complex of the world has taken hundreds of years to develop. And over these last hundreds of years, great governments have come into being. Our great country of America, the United States of America, which was the first time on the history of the earth that a people rose up to demand their freedom and impacted the whole world.
Yeah, let me just stop that right there, because I think what, you know, that what he just said is so important. And you know, me as an American, I love this country, but I am seeing so many changes going on that that don't resemble the country that I was born in, and I'm really concerned with the direction that we're headed. So I really hope people start waking up and understand that you can fight the bully. It's real easy to fight the bully, and it's just a matter of just punching back, of just standing up and understanding that you don't have to take it. You know, it's we the people. But before I start pontificating too much, I want to just end the video right here. But anyways, if you like things like this, please give this video a thumbs up. Please share this video, and especially check out this Jordan Maxwell video, please. What he has to say is very important. And if you like things like this, please subscribe. Take care.